right, let's do Power Rankings. We do that every Wednesday morning. And there's been a shakeup, Chris Sims, at the top of the Power Rankings, thanks to the Baltimore Ravens taking down the New England Patriots. There's a new number one team for the first time this year, and it is the last unbeaten team in the NFL. The San Francisco 49ers bump up from number 2 to number 1. The Saints claim the 2 spot. The Ravens have to be ahead of the Patriots. I know the Ravens have 2 losses, but they just thumped the Patriots. Patriots down to 4. Seahawks up to 5. The Bills bump up 2 spots to number 6. Packers drop 3 to number 7 after losing to the Chargers. Chiefs up 3 to 8. Texans up 3 to 9. The Rams hold steady at 10. Give me your best and or your worst for the top 10 for this week's Power Ranking.
Well, no, I you know what? For the most part, I really like it. I do. And, your point about the Ravens, again, this is about where these teams are right now, not what they did, 4 weeks ago or 5 weeks ago. I think the Ravens have injected themselves as certainly one of the 3 best teams in football. When you go up to Seattle and win a game like that, and then the undefeated Patriots come to your hometown and you beat them, like you said, pretty handily there, yeah, you deserve to be there. So, credit to you. I don't even going to get into that. The 49ers, I do think, are the best team in the sport. I do.
What are you going to get into? What are you not going to get into?
I was going to say, what if the Patriots just squeaked out a win in Baltimore last week? Would you have kept them at number 1?
Yes.
You would.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because the 49ers, you could argue, just squeaked out a win against a bad Cardinals team on Thursday night.
Yeah, I mean, yes, they were up 28-14 and looked like they were on their way to blowing them out. And then, yes, there's some things happened. But I get you. Okay, that's good. Also, now, you get into this range. I just want to hear, you get in through 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, man, 10. I really give you a lot of credit, first off, for putting the Rams in the top 10. I think they are one of the 10 best teams in football right now. I think a lot of people are forgetting about them. And I know the NFC is packed with talented teams, but I still look at the Rams and go, watch out. There's a lot of things there that I like about their team where they make this second half run. So I guess that's what I want to say to you more than anything. Good job on putting the Rams in the top 10.
Well, and I put them in the top 10 last week as well. They held steady since they didn't play a game.
That. Yeah.
Yeah, but no up, no down. They didn't play, they didn't win, they didn't lose, and I try to keep the teams that don't play in the same spot that they're in if possible. Sometimes they'll go up a spot or two if the teams in front of them stumble, but the Rams, I think, deserved to be at number 10, and they should stay at number 10. They were leaped by the Chiefs and the Texans, but both of those teams had impressive victories, and the Chiefs win resulted in the Vikings dropping 5 spots. Let's take a look at the second 10. The Cowboys bumped up 2 spots to number 11 after winning on Monday night. The Vikings are down to number 12, 5 spots lower than they were last week after losing to the Chiefs. Eagles up 1 to 13. The Panthers are up 1 to 14. Steelers bump up 2 to number 15 after beating the Colts, who fell 7 spots from 9 all the way to number 16. Raiders at 4-4 are 17. They're up 3. Chargers also up 3 at 4-5 after beating the Packers. Jaguars down 3 to number 19. And the Lions round out the top 20. 3-4-1 Lions drop 2 spots after losing to the Raiders. And yeah, again, it gets tougher and when you get to the back half. But I feel pretty good about my second 10. What do you think?
Well, my only one I don't love on there, I think you're a little too harsh on the Colts. I think 16's too low. And I know the Steelers beat them, and you feel this great need that you always have to put them in front of them. But there was I watched that film yesterday. If the Colts and Steelers play 20 times, the Colts win 19. The game fell just right for the Steelers. The quarterback got hurt. Brian Hoyer threw a pick 6. Who was it? Chester Rogers, after they got a safety, dropped the ensuing punt return that you get after the safety and gave the Steelers the short field. So I think that's where probably my biggest problem with your whole rankings is I think I still would have, I can understand you having Cowboys 11, Vikings 12. I think I would have put the Colts 13 and then bumped everybody down there. I also think you're not nice enough to your own team. I think I'd still put the Vikings in front of the Cowboys. I probably would. I would have got Vikings 11.
Whoa. Are you saying the Vikings are going to beat the Cowboys on Sunday night? Is that why you would do it?
I'm not saying that, but I'm saying right now I think they've proven to me that they've played better football through 10 weeks than the Dallas Cowboys have, who I think we would both agree were a little shaky once again on Monday Night Football. And, yeah, it looks like on the scoreboard they won that game convincingly, but I think you and I both know that wasn't that convincing.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I just believe that the Cowboys will beat the Vikings, and I was trying to prepare myself for the onslaught from you, which would be if the Vikings were ahead of the Cowboys, you saying to me, oh, so you think the Vikings are going to win on Sunday night when they play at Dallas. So I was influenced by that. And I try to finagle the power rankings, so for some of the games that are upcoming, if the two teams are close, I like to get them stacked one after the other, and let's see what happens when they get together on the field. Raiders-Chargers, 17-18. They're playing on Thursday night. We'll see which of the two teams deserves the higher ranking. Let's do a quick run through the last 12 on the list. The Titans, who God, up and down they go all year long. They're now 4-5. They fall 2 spots to 21. The Broncos up 3 to 22. The Bears, I just kind of, there's really not much movement at the bad teams are the bad teams. They've declared themselves. The Broncos, after they get up 3 spots, the Bears stay at 23. The Cardinals stay at 24. The Bucs move up 1 spot, even though they lost. I give them some credit for playing the Seahawks tough. The Browns, I dropped 4 spots to 26. Giants don't move at 27. The Dolphins get a little bump for getting their first win of the season. They're up ahead now of the Falcons, Jets, Washington, and Bengals. Yeah, anything stand out to you in that?
I don't think there's anything that I look at like too crazy there. I don't. I mean, I think you're okay. The Bears, I think I would have them about right there. That's where I did first go, just to look at that. I think you got the bottom 4 teams correct. I think those. I don't know. I might have had the Jets below the Washington Redskins, but other than that, I think I can deal with your bottom 10 there. Now, I want to go back to the top 10 just for a second if I can. I am surprised that you have the Bills ahead of the Packers. I know the Packers came off an ugly loss, but the Bills haven't exactly instilled confidence in us lately. I mean, I know they beat the Redskins the other day, but that wasn't pretty. The week before, they lost to the Eagles. The week before that, it was a game against the Dolphins where it was in the balance for a while. So I just am surprised where the Packers have played really good football leading up to this week. I guess I'm a little surprised that you let the Bills jump the Packers.
Well, and it all came down to one primary thing. The Packers stunk on Sunday, and they needed to drop farther than they did. And if I would have put the Packers at 6, the penalty for losing at L.A. to a Chargers team that they should have destroyed, and look, I'll admit, the Packers were one of my best bets of the week. We picked 3 games against the spread that we feel great about every week in the joint Chris Sims Unbuttoned PFT PM podcast. We'll do it again tomorrow. The Packers were one of the teams I said would easily cover the spread. I get a little upset when I get let down by one of my best bets teams. So I wasn't going to drop them only 2 spots. I'm dropping them 3, and I should have dropped them farther for letting me down and making me look even dumber than I already am.
Oh, I love it. That's the answer I wanted to hear. The vindictive Mike Florio. Oh gosh, you're like part of the mafia sometimes. You just gotta you crossed me, I gotta get you back, eye for an eye.
What are you implying?
I'm implying that you're crazy. That's what I'm implying.
Okay, all right. Watch the mafia references there, Sims. I'm Italian, if you haven't noticed. Anyway,
yes, I know. Thank you.
I know. Anyway, I'm just giving you a hard time. I really did think the Packers deserved to drop more than 2 spots because they were horrible on both sides of the ball. They didn't show up. Whatever Aaron Rodgers was saying after the game, whatever message he was sending, it was clear and it was loud. And I think it was directed. And, the speculation we had, and we don't know what happened, and maybe the story will come out at some point. They got to L.A. on Friday night. Maybe they went out and partied a little too heartily, and it carried over into Sunday.
Yeah, I think so. Did you just say heartily? Heartily? They partied a little too heartily? Is that a real word?
Heartily. That's the right word.
Okay, yes. I wasn't sure. I haven't had that in my thesaurus.
Listen, I'll tell you one thing. I don't play Russian roulette with words. I will only use words that I know are words. I don't just say it and hope that MDS is going to save me on Twitter 20 minutes later.
Yep, well, I do. I live dangerously, okay? But I think you are right. I think that's what Aaron Rodgers was calling out. And, we've had this conversation a lot. This is what happens in Miami, but especially can happen on the California trips, especially teams from the Midwest to the East Coast, because they will go out there on a Friday. And, hey, Friday is that day where, hey, a lot of NFL guys get out a little bit, and you go have a beer at the bar or go to the club for a little while. You don't stay out late, but that is a night in the NFL where, hey, these are grown men. They got to blow off a little steam, some of them here and there. But, yeah, if I had to connect the dots or read between the lines there, I think that's exactly what Aaron Rodgers was probably referring to, that, guys got out to L.A. and went, oh, look, it's L.A. We got stuff to do, and, the weather's great. Let's get outside. Let's go here. Let's go there. And maybe broke them out of the routine that has made them successful so far.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.